Today I'm going to do a part 2 of the Mamma Mia script. So let's just hop right into it. Donna, Rosie, and Tanya go into the house. Well, I thought you didn't want boatloads of tourists. Oh no, not boatloads, no. Boatloads. I don't know how to pronounce that. But you know, a few more would be nice. Okay, now, the thing about the toilet, if it doesn't flush right away, just go and come back in a while. And it should. Nothing works around here, except for me. I've been running this hotel for 15 years, and I have never had a day off. She opens the shutter and it falls off. Oh my god, sorry. I work all day, I work all night. I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I had to pay. And it's sad. And still there never seems to be a single penny left for me. That's too bad. Oh, it was some lines between the singing here. So, still there never seems to be a single penny left for me. Don't sit down there. That's too bad. It's broken. In my dreams I have a plan. If I got me a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work at all. I fool around and have a ball. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world. All the things you could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. A man like that is hard to find, but I can get him off my mind. It is sad. And if it happens to be free, I bet it wouldn't fancy me. That's so bad. So I must leave. I have to go to Las Vegas or Monaco and win a fortune in a game. My life will never be the same. Money, money, money must be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in the rich man's world. All the things you could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. Money, money, money. There is a small earthquake and a crack appears in the patio. What's going on? Do you feel it? The earth moved, darling. We're falling apart here. Don't think about it, come on. Let's go have fun. We see Bill, Sam and Harry arriving on the island. Then return to Donna, Rosie and Tanya in the villa. Tanya's packed for a world tour. Oh, Donna. Holding up Tanya's G-string. Does she wear it or floss with it? Floss you. Is it edible, Tanya? Oh, listen to this. The world's most luxurious moisturizer contains flakes of 24-karat gold and extracts of a donkey testicle. You're just jealous. At $1,000 a dollop? Tell you that's the price you had to pay if you want to drink before 11 o'clock in the morning. And we do. Sophie sees Bill, Sam and Harry outside the villa. Hi, may I help you? Sure, we're here for the wedding. I'm Bill Anderson. Huh? I'm Bright. Harry Bright. Sam Carmichael. You are expecting us. Oh my god, yes. You're not Donna's daughter. Sophie indicates that she is. I thought she looked familiar. Sophia? It's Sophie. Well, Sophia is the Greek. Well, I'm named after Sophia. I used to have a great aunt living in the mainland named Sophia. Would you mind if we see our rooms before we see your mother? Sure. It's just that I quite like to freshen up before the big reunion. No. I mean, yes. But come this way. She leads them through the cellars. Come on. Meanwhile, Donna, Rosie, and Tanya are drinking together. Oh my god, I got a crack in my courtyard. I gotta go fix it. Hey, listen, Donna. Donna, sit down. I know you're going to make a fortune with Sky Sight. I know you're gonna make a fortune with Sky's website. But are you gonna be okay until then? I think Tanya's offering to pawn her bling. No, seriously, Donna. Oh my god. Do you need a loan? No, sweet. Oh god. I'm just whining. You know me. I don't need to be taken care of. Yeah, but are you being taken care of? What do you mean? Are you getting any... Oh, you mean... She turns the drill on. Down, boy. No, it takes too much energy. Yeah, just more plumbing to be maintained, isn't it? Yeah, oh god. I'm so glad that whole part of my life is over. You know, seriously. I do not miss it at all. Sophie shows Bill, Sam, and Harry into one of the outbuildings. Then it's just right here. Good. Where's Donna? Hey. Okay. Up you go. They climb up to the upper floor. You know, I don't want to seem ungrateful for the scenic tour. But might I be shown my room now? Well, don't hold your breath, Harry, but I think this is your room. Can we see Donna now? I sent the invites. My mom doesn't know anything. They groan. Well, she's done so much for me, and she's always talking about you guys and the good old days. And I thought, what an amazing surprise for her that you are all gonna be at my wedding. Hang on, Sophie. I can't be here. The last time I saw your mother, she said she never wanted to see me again. But that was years ago. Please, it would mean a lot to me. Why? Listen, I can see that you've been to a great deal of trouble. But might I suggest to Bill that we all reconvene on your boat? Good idea. No. Why? It's an adventure, Harry. It's good for you. Okay. When I sent the invites, it was a long shot that you'd even reply. And I come all this way for a wedding. Surely there must have been some special reason for you to be here. Like a siren call, maybe. You're a little minx. You know that? You're just like your mother. I'm glad my boys haven't met you. They never recover. You have sons? Yes, two. And someday I'd like to bring them here. like he used to bring my mother. They all hear Donna humming as she enters the building. The three men get up. No, it's Donna. No. Listen. She can't know. I'm going to go. Please stay. Promise me that you not tell anybody that I invited you, okay? Promise? You got it, baby. It's a promise. I might regret it, but okay. Okay. There wouldn't by any chance happen to be a trouser press on the island, would there? Sophie climbs out the window. Donna hears a noise upstairs and looks up through the trapdoor. Harry? Bill? Ah. I was shaded by you, and I'm thinking no end. So I made up my mind, it must come to an end. Look at me now, will I ever learn? I don't know how, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire within my soul. Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. One more look and I forget everything. Oh, mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does she go? Does it show again? My, just how much I missed you. Yes, I've been broken hearted, blue since the day we parted. Why did I ever let you go? Mamma mia, now I really know. My, I should not have let you go. I was angry and sad when I knew we were through. I can't count all the times that I cried over you. Look at me now, will I ever learn? I don't know how, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire within my soul. Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. One more look and I forget everything. Oh, mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? Why, just yes, how much I miss you. Sorry, I was coughing. I'm gonna just hop on the same place. Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, that's a show again. Why, just how much I miss you. Yes, I've been broken hearted, blue since the day we parted. Why did I ever let you go? Yes, I've been broken hearted, blue since the day we parted. Why did you ever let me? Donna falls down in the room where the three men are. You always knew how to make an entrance. I better be dreaming. You better not be here. You want me to pinch you, Donna? No, keep your hands to yourself, Bill Anderson. You probably don't recognize me, do you? Harry, it is you. I've probably changed a bit, but you certainly haven't. Sam expresses agreement. Why are you here? What are you doing here? I'm writing a travel piece. I'm here on a spontaneous holiday. I just dropped in to say hi. Okay, what is this? It's one of those serendipitous. I don't know how to pronounce that. Serendipitous moments in life when three complete strangers share a common thought. Strangers. You don't know each other. That's generally the definition. Okay, good. But why are you here? Who said that you could stay up in my old goat house? Didn't catch the name. Greek lady. Well, she spoke Greek. Yeah. Or maybe she said we couldn't stay in the old goat house. Yeah, maybe that was it. In Greek. Yeah, that's it. You can't stay here because I'm closed and I'm full. And I'm busy. I have a wedding. My local girl's getting married. Donna, don't worry about us. Bill here is used to roughing it. And Harry here, I'm spontaneous. Donna, to Sam. What about you? Just wanted to see the island. You know what it meant to me. Okay. I'm gonna arrange for a boat to take you all back to the mainland. I have a boat, Donna. You have a boat. Good. Get on it and anchor us away. Away. Hey, Donna. Sam, Bill, and Harry. It's good to see you. Rosie and Tanya are being served a drink at the bar. Barman to Tanya. Nah, baby. This should tickle your taste buds. Down, big fella. I'm old enough to be your mother. Grandmother. Where's Sophie? I think she went down to the beach. Donna's obviously upset. What's up, Donna? Donna shut herself in the toilet. Rosie knocks on the door. Tanya whispering. Talk to her. She could tell me what's wrong. Oh, me. Oh, yes. I never seen such sorrow. In your eyes. And the wedding is set tomorrow. How I hate to see you like this. There's no way you can deny it. I can see that you're oh so sad, so quiet. Chiquitita, tell me the truth. I'm a shoulder you can cry on. Your best friend. I'm the one you must rely on. You were always sure of yourself. Now I see you broken a feather. I hope we can patch it up together. Chiquitita, you and I know how hard it is when it goes. Shining by you. I thought that I needed this song, but obviously not, so I'm just gonna continue reading. It's her dad. Who's dad? Sophie's dad. Remember how I said it was Sam the architect, who had to go home to get married? I'm not sure that it was him, because there was two other guys at the same time, around the same time. Okay, so now my card is full, so I can't record any longer. So I'm gonna say bye, and I'm gonna do another part someday soon, I hope. So see you in the next video.